Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling something that, well, it really trips up so many amazing creators when they first start selling handmade things. Pricing. It
Mm.
just feels like guesswork sometimes, right?
Mm.
And maybe, let's be honest, there's a bit of guilt mixed in there too. So our mission in this deep dive is to cut through that. We're looking at how you can price your crafts fairly, smartly, and importantly, profitably. Because your time, your skill, your creativity, it deserves way more than just a shot in the dark.
He really does, and it's such a common trap, isn't it? This tendency to underprice.
Yeah.
And what's fascinating, and something we'll really get into, is that it's not just about missing out on profit. Sometimes pricing too low can actually make customers think your stuff isn't as good.
Oh, that's interesting, like subconsciously devaluing it.
Exactly, it kind of sends the wrong signal. So the big question becomes, how do we help you price with confidence? Make sure your work gets valued, both for the art and the business side of things.
That's a really crucial point because that common mistake, underpricing,
Mm.
I mean, I've seen it constantly. I've probably done it myself back in the day.
We all have, probably.
Yeah. You price low because you're thinking, oh gosh, will anyone even buy this? Or you just wave it away like, it's just a hobby.
Right, the hobby mindset.
But here's the thing. This is kind of eye-opening. If you keep underpricing, you actually undermine your own ability to keep doing what you love.
Precisely. I mean, if you're not making a profit, you're not really running a business that can sustain itself. You're basically funding a hobby, but for other people.
Ouch. Yeah.
So the core issue, really, it boils down to shifting your mindset right from the start. You've got to look at your creative work through a business lens if you want it to, well, support you instead of just draining your bank account.
Okay, but then, how do we stop people from getting stuck? You know, that analysis paralysis when you start thinking numbers instead of just making things.
That's a great point. It can feel overwhelming.
So let's try and simplify it. There's a pretty straightforward formula that honestly works for most handmade stuff. It's quite neat, actually. You take your cost of supplies, you add your hourly labor rate multiplied by the time it took, and then you multiply that whole thing by a markup. Simple equation gives you your retail price.
Okay, let's break that down.
Yeah, let's do it. So first up, supplies. This is the real cost, the actual honest-to-goodness cost of everything that goes into the item. No rounding down for convenience. Be accurate.
Super important. Track everything.
Then labor.
Yeah.
This is putting a value on your time per hour. And yes, your time is valuable. Don't sell yourself short here. Even if you're just starting,
Yeah,
think about, say, $15 to $25 an hour, maybe more, depending on your skill.
absolutely. Your time matters.
Next is time. And this one's absolutely key. You need to track how long it actually takes you to make one piece. Get a timer out. Seriously, we need real data here, not just what you wish it took or what it took that one time you were super focused.
Like average time.
Exactly. And finally, the markup. This is usually around 2 times, maybe 2.5 times your base cost at supplies plus labor time.
Okay, and why that multiplier? What does the markup cover?
Good question. It's not arbitrary. It's pretty standard in retail, actually. It's there to cover all the other stuff. Overhead, marketing costs, platform fees, packaging, and crucially, profit. It also gives you room for things like maybe offering wholesale prices later or running a sale. It builds in that necessary margin.
Got it. So it's the business running part of the price.
Precisely. Okay, so let's make it concrete. Quick example. Imagine you make a really nice hand-painted wooden sign.
Okay.
Let's say your wood, paint, sealant. All that costs you $10,
Mhm.
and it takes you exactly 1 hour start to finish. You've decided your time is worth $20 an hour.
All right.
So your base cost is simple, $10 supplies plus $20 labor, it's $30.
30 bucks?
Now apply that markup. Let's use 2x for simplicity. So $30 times 2, that's $60. Boom. That's a fair retail price. It covers your costs, pays you for your time, and builds in that margin.
That makes sense. It's logical when you break it down like that.
It is. But, let's be real. Just crunching the numbers, that's only part of the story, right?
Oh, definitely.
Because pricing is also strategy. It's nuance. There are other things that come into play beyond just the math.
Like what?
Well, think about your skill level.
Nah.
As you get better, more experienced, maybe develop a unique technique, you can often justify charging more. Your expertise has value.
True.
And then there's brand perception. If you build a brand that feels high-end or really unique or has a strong story that allows for more premium pricing, people are buying into the brand, not just the object.
Mm-hmm. The whole package.
Exactly. You also really need to know your target market. Who are you actually trying to sell to? Are they looking for a deal, or are they boutique shoppers happy to pay more for something special? That shapes everything.
Knowing your customer, crucial.
And yeah, Look at your competition. See what similar items are selling for. But, and this is important, don't just copy their prices. Know your costs, know your value. Use competitor pricing as information, not dictation.
Good point. Don't undervalue yourself just because someone else is.
Right. And finally, think about online versus in-person. Selling at a craft fair might have different overheads, table fees, travel compared to selling on Etsy or your own website, which have platform fees, shipping considerations. So your pricing might need slight adjustments depending on the venue.
And speaking of those other costs,
Hmm.
this is where I see so many creators get tripped up. They forget the hidden costs.
Ah, yes. Tell us about those.
Well, you've got your obvious material costs, like you said, the wood and paint. But what about the fees? PayPal takes a cut, Etsy takes its listing and transaction fees, credit card processors,
Oh yeah, those percentages add up.
they add up fast. And then there's packaging boxes, bubble wrap, cute thank you cards that cost money, and shipping. Especially if you offer free shipping, you have to build that cost into your price somewhere.
Absolutely. You can't just absorb all of that.
You can't. I mean, I've seen people meticulously calculate the cost of their yarn down to the penny, but then they're totally surprised when all those other fees eat up half their supposed profit.
So you have to factor those in from the start.
You absolutely must. Otherwise, like you said earlier, you're just leaving money on the table. You're essentially paying for the privilege of selling your work.
Which brings us to maybe the biggest mindset shift needed here. Getting comfortable with the idea of profit. Making a profit is not greedy.
No.
It's necessary.
It's absolutely necessary. And here's why. You're not just selling, a thing. You're selling your time, your creativity, the skills you've learned, maybe even a bit of love you poured into it.
Yeah, all of that.
And charging a fair price, one that includes profit, is what actually allows you to keep doing it. It lets you buy better materials, maybe take a course to learn a new skill, invest back into your little business. It's about sustainability.
It really is. It fuels the whole creative engine.
Exactly. Without that financial sustainability, even the most passionate artist can burn out or just, have to stop because they can't afford to continue.
And what about that fear? The fear that someone will say, wow, that's too expensive.
Ah, yes. The price critics.
Yeah. What do you say to that?
Simple.
Yeah.
If someone says your price is too high, assuming you've priced fairly using these methods, then they're just not your customer. And that is perfectly okay.
Right. Not everyone is your target market.
Not everyone is. Your real customers, the people who genuinely connect with what you make, who see the value in the craftsmanship and the uniqueness, they will value what you do. And honestly, they'll often be happy to pay your price because they want to support you and your art.
That's a really empowering way to look at it. Yeah. Okay, so let's make this super practical. For everyone listening, what are some immediate, actionable steps they can take, like today?
All right, let's list them out.
First, calculate your material costs accurately, like really accurately. Get your receipts out, use a spreadsheet, no more guessing.
Step 1, nail down those supply costs.
Second, set your hourly rate. Decide what your time is worth, and don't be shy about it. Write it down.
Own that number.
Third, time yourself. Next time you make one of your core products, use a timer. Start to finish. Get that real data on how long it takes. Maybe do it a few times to get an average.
Crucial step. Real numbers only.
Fourth, apply that formula we talked about. Supplies plus labor X time, X markup. Calculate the price for a few key items. Maybe test a couple of markup points like 2x versus 2.5x, see how it feels.
Do the math. See what it tells you.
And finally, perhaps most importantly, start thinking of yourself and valuing your work like the creative business owner you are.
Yes, embrace that entrepreneur mindset. And maybe here's a little self-check question I find really powerful.
Oh, good. Let's hear it.
Ask yourself this. If someone ordered 20 of this item right now at the price you currently have listed, would you be excited to make them? Or would your stomach kind of sink at the thought of all that work for that amount of money?
Ooh, that's a good one. The 20-item test.
Exactly. If the thought of making 20 fills you with dread because the payoff feels too low, it's a pretty clear sign your price is too low. It really forces you to think about the actual economic viability of what you're charging.
That's a fantastic gut check. Okay, well, that feels like a really solid place to wrap up this part of our deep dive.
Yeah.
Our goal today was really to help you build confidence, to move past the guesswork and guilt, and start pricing your incredible creations fairly, smartly, and, yes, profitably.
And maybe just one final thought to leave you with, something to mull over.
Please.
Think about how taking these steps calculating costs properly, valuing your time, embracing profit, how that doesn't just change your pricing. How might it fundamentally transform your entire relationship with your creative passion? What new possibilities could open up for growth, for learning, for artistic freedom when you truly start treating it like the valuable business it can be, instead of just a hobby?